Was it fear or the psychological toll of relentless Iranian strikes that pushed the Israeli military into a devastating mistake in a shocking and tragic incident? Israel's army carried out a military operation that ended in catastrophe, not for the enemy, but for their own people. According to official statements from the Israel Defense Forces, a barrage of 5 artillery shells was fired during a mission. But instead of crossing the border into Lebanon as planned, the shells fell inside the Israeli settlement of Misgav Am. The consequences were immediate and irreversible. At least one shell struck to civilian vehicles traveling on a road in the area, killing 60-year-old local resident Offer Moded, a man with no connection to any military activity. What makes this tragedy even more haunting is what happened just 1 week earlier. In an interview with Reuters, Moded had spoken about the constant fear faced by those living near the border. Every 5 minutes, there's an explosion. He said, a chilling reflection of life slowly eroded by war. No one could have imagined those words would become a prophecy of his own fate. In an official statement, Major General Rafael Milo, head of Israel's Northern Command, admitted the devastating truth. This civilian was killed by our own fire in an operation intended to protect him. This admission not only confirms a critical operational failure, but also highlights the growing risks as the conflict continues to escalate. Initial investigations suggest the cause was technical, incorrect firing angles, and failure to follow proper procedures. But in the chaos of war, technical errors can carry fatal consequences. What's even more alarming is that in the first hours after the incident, Israeli forces believed the settlement had been hit by Lebanese fire. This assumption made sense, given the ongoing cross-border clashes. However, after further analysis, the truth emerged: it was friendly fire. This incident comes amid a large-scale Israeli military campaign targeting Hezbollah forces in Lebanon, a group closely linked to Iran and long considered a major adversary. Meanwhile, Lebanese authorities report over 1,000 deaths and nearly 1 million displaced civilians, creating a severe humanitarian crisis inside Israel. Moded's death marks the first civilian fatality in this latest escalation, alongside 2 soldiers killed in combat operations. But beyond battlefield mistakes, Israel is now facing a far greater challenge: intense pressure from Iran, especially in the domain of air defense. On paper, Israel possesses one of the most advanced, multi-layered air defense systems in the world. From long-range ballistic missile interceptors to short-range rocket defense, from fighter jets to drones, their system covers every altitude, from outer space down to low airspace. The famous Iron Dome is only one part of this network, designed primarily to intercept short-range rockets. Alongside it are systems like David's Sling for mid-range threats, and high-altitude missile defense systems capable of stopping ballistic missiles. All of these rely on 3 core components: highly trained operators, advanced radar detection, and precision-guided interceptors. Israel is even developing cutting-edge technologies like Iron Beam, a laser-based defense system. But reality on the battlefield tells a different story. Interceptor missiles, especially those targeting ballistic threats, are extremely expensive and difficult to produce. The higher the interception capability, the higher the cost, and production cannot simply be scaled up overnight. When facing sustained attacks over days or weeks, even the largest stockpiles can be rapidly depleted. According to Semaphore, Israel's long-range missile defense systems are beginning to show clear signs of overload. CNN reports that Iran has equipped some missiles with cluster warheads, allowing a single missile to split into multiple submunitions. This forces air defense systems to intercept not just one target, but many at once. A U.S. official revealed that Washington had already recognized the limits of Israel's interception capacity months ago. But Iran's increasing attack intensity, combined with new warhead designs, has pushed the situation far beyond initial expectations. In real combat scenarios, defense systems often need to launch multiple interceptors for a single incoming missile to ensure destruction. This means that during large-scale attacks, stockpiles can be drained at an alarming rate. And when facing cluster warheads, the number of interceptors required multiplies dramatically. On the offensive side, Israel still holds a strong advantage in air power, with distances between Israel and Iran ranging from 1,200 to 2,300 kilometers. Air strikes remain a critical strategy. From the early days of the conflict, Israel's Ministry of Defense has pushed defense industries to ramp up production of air-launched weapons, including guided bombs and air-to-air missiles. However, lessons from last year's 12-day conflict between Israel and Iran reveal a harsh reality. During that period, Israel and its ally, the United States, successfully intercepted 273 out of 322 incoming missiles, an impressive 85% success rate, but the cost was enormous. Large quantities of interceptor missiles were consumed in a very short time, making replenishment extremely difficult. Another sign of rising pressure is the US redeployment of THAAD systems from South Korea to the Middle East. This suggests Washington may need